Have you ever really thought about how you type? I mean, really thought about it? Are you a fast, frantic typist, or are you slow and deliberate? Do you always hit the spacebar with your right thumb? It all feels pretty random, right? Well, it's not. It turns out that rhythm is a signature, and it's as unique to you as your own fingerprint. Today, we're going to get into the wild science of keystroke dynamics and explore how the simple pulse of your fingers on a keyboard is becoming the ultimate way to know who you are online. And this quote, man, it just nails it. We go to all this trouble to stay private online, right? We use VPNs, incognito modes, the whole shebang. But this technology, it just sidesteps all of that. Because it doesn't care where you are in the world. It only cares about the quiet, unconscious speed of how you type. So let's get into how this whole thing even started. You might think this is some brand new sci-fi concept, but the idea of identifying someone by their touch is actually really old. It's just been given a massive upgrade for the digital age. The field is called behavioral biometrics, and it's all about figuring out who you are based on what you do, not just a static thing like your face or your fingerprint. And believe me, this idea goes way, way back. Get this, back in the 1800s, telegraph operators could tell who was sending a message just by the rhythm of the Morse code taps. They called it their fist. A spy couldn't just hop on the line because the operators would instantly know the fist was wrong. Then, in the 80s, as computers became common, researchers started wondering, could we do the same thing with keyboards? Fast forward to today, and powerful AI has taken that simple idea and turned it into something incredibly precise. And here's the kicker. The thing that makes this so powerful, and maybe a little scary. Unlike scanning your fingerprint or your face, you don't have to do anything. It just happens, silently in the background. Any website can pop a few lines of code onto their page and start building a profile of your typing rhythm, and you would probably never even know. Okay, so how in the world does a machine actually listen to you type? It's not voodoo, it's just pure math. It breaks down every single thing you do on a keyboard into these super precise measurements. Let's dig into how it actually works. It really all comes down to two main things. First, you've got dwell time. That's literally just how long you hold down a key. Are you a quick light tapper, or do you press down for a split second longer? Then there's flight time. That's the tiny gap between you lifting your finger off one key and landing on the next. The system measures thousands of these little moments and weaves them into a complex timing signature that is uniquely you. But wait, it gets way more sophisticated. The system isn't just looking at random letters. It's analyzing the really common patterns. For example, it measures the unique time it takes you to go from T to H, that's a digraph, or even three-letter combos like THE, a trigraph. The specific rhythm you have for typing these everyday combinations builds this incredibly detailed profile of you that is almost impossible for someone else to copy. All right, so what's all this math actually for? Well, the main application, the good guy application, if you will, is to create this new, totally invisible shield for your digital life. Think of it like a silent guardian angel for your accounts. You see, normal security is kind of like a bouncer at a nightclub. They check your ID at the door, and once you're in, you're in. If a hacker steals your password, they get past the bouncer. This tech does something called continuous authentication. It doesn't just check you at the door. It's constantly watching to make sure you're still you with every single key you press after you've logged in. Let me paint a picture for you. A fraudster gets everything. Your password, your username. They even trick you into giving them that two-factor code from your phone. They're in. They log into your bank. But the second they go to type something into the search bar or to start a money transfer, bam, the system goes, wait a second. That's not the right rhythm. It knows it's an imposter, and it can lock the whole account down before a single penny is moved. So when you boil it all down, even if a criminal steals what you know, your password, and what you have, your phone, they can't fake who you are. Your typing rhythm becomes this final biological lock that they just can't pick. But, and this is a huge but, every coin has two sides. For every silent guardian, there's an all-seeing ghost. The exact same technology that keeps your bank account safe can be flipped on its head and used as one of the most powerful surveillance tools we've ever imagined. And that's the question you have to ask, right? If your bank is listening, who else is? Advertisers, social media companies, governments? The answer is pretty much anyone who wants to put that little piece of code on their website. And this all leads to a really chilling idea called de-anonymization. It's the ability to link your supposedly anonymous online activity directly back to your real-world identity. all based on how you type. It could literally spell the end of being truly anonymous online. So picture this. A whistleblower uses the best privacy tools out there, say the Tor browser, to post something sensitive on an online forum, thinking they're totally anonymous. But what they don't know is that the forum is analyzing their typing rhythm. All it takes is for the system to compare that anonymous rhythm to a huge database and find a match, maybe to that person's public Twitter account where they've typed plenty. Just like that, their identity is blown. So here it is, the two sides of the same coin. The Guardian uses it for authentication to keep you safe. The Ghost uses the exact same tech to de-anonymize and track you. One protects your account from being taken over. The other completely eliminates your ability to be anonymous. Same tool, totally different goals. But the rabbit hole goes even deeper. It's not just about security versus surveillance. It gets way, way more personal than that. Because what researchers are finding is that your typing rhythm is like a direct mirror reflecting your physical and even your emotional health. And what they're finding is, honestly, it's mind-blowing. Studies are showing that tiny changes in your typing patterns, like how consistent you are with those dwell and flight times, can actually be an early warning sign for things like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. And it's not just that. It can also detect when you're super stressed, when you're burning out, or even if you're feeling frustrated or tired. Well, this brings up a massive, and I mean massive, ethical question. If the way you type can hint that you're developing a serious illness, what's to stop a health insurance company from monitoring it? Could they use your typing rhythm to raise your rates or even deny you coverage long before a doctor ever gives you a diagnosis? The implications are just huge. So where does all this leave us? We are marching into a new world where all the digital masks we've used for decades are basically turning transparent. Our own behavior, our own rhythm is giving us away, playing this melody that we can't control and we can't stop. This is a really fundamental change in how things work. For the longest time, our online identity was about what we told the machine, our username, our password. But now, the machine is learning to recognize us simply by the biological pulse of how we interact with it. And I really want to leave you with this last thought because it reframes this whole thing. A keyboard isn't just a simple tool anymore. It's a sensor. And what it's sensing is a direct signal coming from your own nervous system. So as we all keep typing out our lives day after day, the real question becomes, who gets to listen in on that signal? And what will they decide to do with what they hear?